Why staying off drugs protects lives and futures. Hello, my dear friend. Thank you for spending this time with me. Today, we are going to talk about a difficult but very important topic: heroin and other opioid drugs. This is not a talk about blame. It's not about pointing fingers. It's about understanding, prevention, and care. Many families around the world, including our own communities, have been affected by drugs. Sometimes it's a son, sometimes a daughter, sometimes a neighbor or a friend. So let's speak honestly, let's speak kindly, and let's focus on one clear message: staying off drugs protects health, dreams, and lives. What are opioids? Let's begin with the basics. Opioids are a group of drugs that come from or are made to act like a plant called the opium poppy. Some opioids are used by doctors for medical reasons. For example, morphine is used to treat very severe pain, often in people with cancer. Codeine is sometimes used for pain or cough. When used correctly and under medical care, these drugs can help people. But, and this is very important, when opioids are used without medical supervision, they become dangerous. What is heroin? Heroin is an illegal opioid drug. It is not medicine, it is not safe, and it is not controlled. One of the biggest dangers of heroin is that its strength and contents are unknown. In many places, heroin is mixed with other harmful substances to make it cheaper. These mixtures can damage the brain, the heart, and other organs. People often think they know what they are taking, but in reality, they don't. This unpredictability makes heroin especially dangerous. Why people get drawn in? Now let's talk honestly. Why do people try drugs like heroin in the first place? Some reasons include curiosity, peer pressure, stress, or emotional pain. Wanting to escape problems, being misled by others sometimes. People don't even realize what they're being given. Drugs can be hidden in drinks, smoking products, other substances once the drug enters the body. It changes how the brain feels pleasure and comfort. And that's where the trap begins. How heroin affects the mind and body. Heroin affects the brain areas that control pleasure, breathing, pain, emotions at first. It may create a short feeling of comfort or relief. But this does not last. Soon, the body starts to depend on the drug just to feel normal. When the drug is not there, the person feels very unwell. This is called withdrawal, which simply means the body is reacting to the absence of the drug. Withdrawal can include deep discomfort, restlessness, trouble sleeping, strong emotional distress. This is why stopping becomes so hard, not because the person is weak, but because the body has been changed by the drug. Why it is so hard to quit alone? Many people who struggle with addiction say the same thing: I want to stop. But wanting to stop and being able to stop alone are two different things. Addiction affects the brain. It affects decision-making. It affects self-control. Without support from family, friends, or healthcare providers, quitting can feel impossible. This is why addiction should be treated like any other illness, not a moral failure. Changing how we think about addiction. Now let's pause for a moment. Instead of asking, whose fault is this? A better question is, how do we help? Some people chose drugs. Some were pressured. Some were tricked. What matters now is help and healing. When we treat people with respect and support, recovery becomes possible. Prevention starts at home. This is where families matter so much. As parents, grandparents, guardians, and elders, we have influence. Here are some simple but powerful steps. Talk openly, don't scare, educate. Explain that drugs can destroy health, relationships, and dreams. Listen. Let young people speak without fear of punishment. Be clear. Say it simply. Once you start, stopping is not easy. Stay involved. Know who they spend time with. Know what's happening in their lives. A caring conversation today can prevent years of pain tomorrow. A gentle message to young people and the elderly. If a young person were sitting here right now, I would say this: your dreams matter. Your future matters. Drugs don't solve problems. They delay them, and make them worse. Real strength is saying no. Real courage is asking for help. Stay off drugs. Protect your body. Protect your life. Warm summary and key takeaways. Let's gently review what we've talked about today. Some opioids are medicines, but heroin is not. Heroin is dangerous because its contents are unknown. Addiction changes the brain and body. Quitting is hard. But help makes recovery possible. Compassion is more powerful than blame. Open family conversations save lives. Prevention is always better than treatment. If you remember just one thing, remember this: staying off drugs is not about fear. It's about protecting life, health, and hope. Thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. And thank you for being part of the solution. Together, we can protect our families and keep dreams alive.